Robotime makes these insanely detailed miniature craft kits to build detailed scenes, and me being kinda crazy decided why don't I make one from trash? That would be eco-friendly, broke-friendly, but also gives me creative freedom to design my own scene. So I will be making a creative studio, reflecting my own interest and aesthetic. Each item made will utilize discarded materials and could feature an interesting craft idea. Okay, let's go. Let's make the studio set. With this thin plastic from a fruit container, I'm cutting away the edge, and this will be used as a window for my studio. The base will be a parallelogram. Any thin cardboard will work best for this project. After cutting out the walls, I'm lining them with this light cream scrap paper as the wallpaper. I'm adding 2 layers to cover the cardboard underneath and glue it together. Now I'll check if everything aligns before I put it all together. Cutting the rim off so it's the same length. Of course, I made a huge window at the center to let in a bunch of sunlight. And then I'll chop the top off so it's the same height. After I glue the edges together, I need to cover the corners with strips of paper. Then I add weights to hold it in place while it dries. And then I glue on the base and I have a studio set. I have never made a diorama, so obviously it won't be that detailed and professional like the real life kits. With 2 skewers, I will make the window frame. I cut a dent in the skewer and break it apart. Then I'll glue it to the edge of the window, and the same with the remaining edges. Complete. That means I can now make all of the items for the studio. First off, I'm going to make some art pieces to hang up. The first art piece is scrap vinyl abstract art. Craft idea: scrap material abstract art. This is all scrap vinyl from my pencil cases. So this idea is where tiny bits or remains of any scrap material can be used to create mini abstract art pieces or a huge canvas version. For the vinyl, I cut out interesting shapes or use the existing edges. With the random shapes, I'm gluing it to the canvas to create an abstract art piece. Next art piece, vinyl pop-up art. Craft idea, scrap material pop-up art. I'm using this yellow vinyl from my mango bear. Similar materials work the same. First, I draw a mini star. I cut it out and then outline it to create a slightly larger star, and then repeat this until you have a bunch of stars. Then I just glue it to the canvas, layering each until it can't fit any more stars. This idea is where you just layer the scrap material to create a pop-up art piece. The finished piece will have this cool effect. The last art piece I'm creating, crayon abstract art. Craft idea, crayon sharpening abstract art. I have a bunch of crayons from my childhood that I never used since. It would be a waste to throw away or never use them. So I'm sharpening them and gluing the sharpenings onto a canvas to create abstract art. the end, I got this really cool piece of art that didn't take much effort and was really fun to make. Highly recommend if you have old crayons you don't use. Aside from art, I also like music, so the studio needs its own mini guitar. This light mint color will look nice. First, I drew the guitar pattern onto the vinyl and then cut out all the pieces. Then I just hand sew the guitar together. Finally, I stuff it with polyester stuffing. I have a cute little studio setup plan to make each furniture item, including a table, pinboard, and a bookshelf. The bookshelf is two-tiered, so I need a shelf in the center. Lining the inside and the outside, then gluing the shelf on. Now I line my table. I'm adding a pinboard to the studio. Let's make a cloud couch for the cozy area of the studio. I'm using scrap mesh from my pencil cases. I folded it in half and sketched a cloud shape. Once I've stuffed it with polyester, I'm sewing a straight line through the center so it forms a couch. And to keep it in shape, I need to sew through the back like this. Next, I'm creating a stand. I'm using this wire, which is from some packaging. And this is my very simple stand, which will be used to hang headphones. This wire is from bags of bread. The earmuffs will be made from bubble wrap. And I have bubble wrap headphones. One item I can't miss in my studio is a camera. And of course, I need to create my pinboard. The messy, spontaneous display of ideas is art itself. My bookshelf is still empty, so I'll need a bunch of books to fill the empty space and my brain. You know what's really missing? You know what the theme of this channel is, guys. We can't miss this. Starts with a C. With yarn, I'm tying a big knot. Then I wrap the yarn around the knot evenly until I have a round yarn ball. I glue the end in place, then fold the yarn into a flat length and keep wrapping the yarn around until I get something like this. Then pull the yarn through the loop and tie it tightly. Tuck the end through the tied loop so it stays in place. A needle through both to hold it in place, then I sew through different angles to attach both together. Finally, I'm adding 2 triangles to the top. What could this be? I would need a mini chair for my studio desk. Remember the skewers from earlier? I chop it into 4 even pieces to be the chair's legs. I also need a cozy carpet for the studio, so a flower carpet will be the perfect addition. After transferring the flower pattern, I'm sewing the center onto the flower. The chair has completed its drying. It stands, guys, thank goodness. And finally, a laptop to complete the studio. From the plastic rim I removed earlier, I'm cutting a section off it because plastic bends and holds shape, so it's perfect to make a mini laptop. I'm using a silver metallic pencil to create the iridescent metal look. With all my pieces, I'm going to glue everything together. Laptop complete. Now I put the entire studio together. I'm using double-sided tape so everything is still removable. Let me give you a tour of the studio. This is the cozy area with my cat sleeping on a cloud couch that's on a flower carpet, and looking up is the starry sky. To the left we have an abstract art piece, and right beneath is a guitar. To the center of the room, facing the window, is my studio desk. It looks straight out this huge window that lets a bunch of light directly through. While the right side is more dreamy, the left is packed with more energy. A bookshelf, a pinboard, a camera, and headphones. On the bookshelf I have a miniature camera and bubble headphones. Look how cute the bubble headphones are. And of course the pinboard where everything takes shape. So my creative studio diorama has been completed. Thank you so much for watching. Comment any crazy ideas you guys have, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!